You're auditing a recent export, and you spot it. A file transfer logged to an unauthorized foreign IP, or a physical shipment that slipped past customs without a license. That blinking red light on your dashboard means technical data or defense articles just left your control. The clock is now ticking against you. If the Directorate of Defense Trade Controls, the DDTC, discovers this ITAR violation before you report it, your company faces severe civil penalties, statutory debarment, and the immediate loss of federal contracts. To protect the firm, you must activate a specific regulatory mechanism, submitting an initial notification for a voluntary self-disclosure, or VSD, under ITAR Section 127.12. Right now, your objective is not to run a full forensic investigation to solve the crime. Your only objective today is to immediately lock in your company's voluntary status to secure critical mitigation credit. This is where many compliance teams make a fatal error. They wait to alert the DDTC until they've conducted a complete root cause analysis. You have to separate this process into two distinct legal steps. The initial notification is simply a placeholder. The comprehensive full investigative report comes much later. A VSD must be entirely self-initiated. If the U.S. government learns about the violation from another source while you are busy investigating, your disclosure is no longer voluntary, and all mitigation benefits evaporate. Speed in filing this initial notice is your legal shield. Waiting for perfect information actively destroys your best defense. Which brings us to step 1, immediate containment. Before you even think about opening the reporting portal, you must stop the bleeding. If the violation involves hardware, instantly place hard logistics holds on all suspected shipments headed to foreign destinations. If the violation involves technical data, immediately revoke networked access and permissions to all affected digital repositories. You need to explicitly document every one of these stoppage steps. Failing to log exactly when and how you contained the breach will weaken your mitigation argument. Rapid containment proves to the DDTC that you are actively neutralizing a national security threat, rather than just filling out bureaucratic paperwork. Now we move to step 2. You will access the reporting system using an active DECC account linked to your registered entity. Once logged into the DECC Industry Service Portal, you can see the Applications drop-down menu in the top left header. Click it to select Commodity Jurisdiction or the appropriate module to locate your disclosure forms. Step 3 is drafting your narrative block. Strip out any subjective fluff, apologies, or flattery. The DDTC only wants the cold facts. This handbook page details exactly what the DDTC expects in a voluntary disclosure. You must include the date the violation was discovered, the specific USML category, the destination, and the identities of the persons involved. Notice this bullet point requiring a description of corrective actions. Be explicit and objective. Write something like, at 1400 hours on Tuesday, all foreign network access permissions to the affected server were revoked. Your objective here is purely factual establishment. The deeper analysis of how and why the violation occurred is a placeholder reserved for the full investigation. To see how these steps fit together, let's map out the VSD process. It operates as a rigid 3-stage pipeline. Stages 1 and 2, quarantine and hold, and the initial notification via DECCS are the immediate actions we just completed. By finishing these, you've locked in your legal protection. But filing that initial notice legally triggers Stage 3. You now face a strict 60-day deadline to conduct a comprehensive root cause analysis and upload your final report. Unless you request a formal extension in writing, missing this 60-day window converts your mitigating factor into an aggravating enforcement factor. The initial VSD is a strategic maneuver. It buys your company exactly 60 days of legal breathing room to perform an intensive, structured internal audit. Before you can submit that initial notification, you have to route it through the final gatekeeper, the ITAR Empowered Official, or EO. Under ITAR Section 120.67, only the designated EO, or a senior corporate officer, holds the legal authority to sign off on the representations made in the disclosure. To sign the submission electronically, the EO must use an approved, authenticated digital certificate, such as those provided by IdenTrust or WidePoint ECA. The empowered official's digital signature serves as the legal anchor of the document. It certifies under penalty of law that all statements are true, formally binding the company to the disclosure. In the realm of defense trade controls, the facts are clear. A corporate cover-up is infinitely more destructive than the original export violation itself. Early, transparent disclosure is the strongest institutional defense mechanism your firm has to protect its federal contracts and maintain the trust of the U.S. government. By identifying the breach, containing it immediately, and successfully submitting the VSD, you transform a critical compliance failure into demonstrable proof of a mature, functioning culture of compliance. To help you manage the 60-day investigation phase, download the internal audit checklist linked in the description below. And we'll see you in the next training module, where we cover the specific requirements for routed export transactions.